All right, guys, how's it going? It is time for another exclusive. All right, it's my favourite part of this channel, to be honest with you. I love getting stuck into the exclusives, and I know you like them too. Before we do, I just want to let you know I've just published a massive morning briefing on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldman. The link is in the video description, and it will pop up on the screen as well at the end of the video. There's no live streams today, guys. I've got a lot going on. So, yesterday we reviewed this exclusive. We did it yesterday. Exclusive. How much Liverpool are willing to pay for Alexander Isak? And it was published on DaveOCCop.com, a very commercialized website, lots of adverts. The X account is, always pushing affiliations, buy the latest LFC Y fronts and all that. Very commercialized, lots of ads. If you visit a website that you don't know about its credibility, always judge it by the ads. That's what I do. The more ads, the more bullshit is usually what I find, because at the end of the day, if there's not much advertising or if there's limited advertising or zero advertising, what's in it for them? This is an account on social media that pushes you over to a website full of advertising, right? So I can't read today's exclusive. This is yesterday's, but it's from the same website. I can't read the entire article to you because you're not supposed to do that. But I can summarize it. So I leave out bits that you obviously already know, like who Alexander Isak is, who Arne Slot is, who Liverpool Football Club are, etc., right? So we went through it yesterday. I gave my opinion, and I also ran the article through, past Dave. Dave's my AI assistant. I've been training him for about 9 months. He is, as Brendan Rodgers would say, fantastic. So you're going to get Dave's version as well. So yesterday, exclusive, how much Liverpool are willing to pay for Alexander Isak. It wasn't exclusive at all, to be honest with you. Today's, you might not see much of a change here. Look, exclusive. How much Liverpool are willing to pay up front for Alexander Isak. So almost identical, but a separate article, a separate exclusive within 24 hours. And we, my friends, are going to go over it to see if it really is exclusive, if there's anything of interest in here. And then we'll see what Dave's got to say about it. So, exclusive. How much Liverpool are willing to pay up front for Alexander Isak? It starts with the blurb about the Liverpool seems to be getting closer, to Alexander Isak. The growing feeling that he'll be a Liverpool player by the end of the summer. Talks about how it began as whispered speculation has evolved into the summer's headline saga. The story truly gained momentum. We're deep into this article, but nothing exclusive as yet. Paragraph after paragraph, just filler, I call it. Nothing. I'm literally on 7-8 paragraphs, but there's nothing exclusive as yet. It's emerged that Isak has been training at Real Sociedad's facilities. There is no smoke without fire, and it's starting to look like Isak is Anfield bound. Now, on Wednesday, so maybe this wasn't yesterday, the one, I think it might have been in the evening, I reviewed it yesterday. On Wednesday, DaveOCCop.com exclusively revealed the fee Liverpool are expected to pay for the Swedish striker. It can be further revealed that the fee could go up to £120 million up front, with up to £20 million in add-ons. It would be difficult for the Magpies to turn that kind of money down for an unhappy player. And then there's bold. It says how much Liverpool are willing to pay up front for Alexander Isak. Well, they just said it could go up to £120 million up front in the previous paragraph, but now it says how much Liverpool are willing to pay up front for Alexander Isak. DaveOCCop.com can exclusively reveal that Liverpool are willing to pay up to £60 million up front to Newcastle. It doesn't make sense, because the other one says it can be revealed that the fee could go up to £120 million up front. Now it says willing to pay up to £60 million up front. That's in the next paragraph, okay? This could be immediately spent by the Magpies on reinforcements. A further £60 million would follow before any add-on bonuses are achieved. It just doesn't read very well, to be honest with you. The situation has no doubt created tension within Newcastle's ranks. And then the final paragraph. Liverpool has already secured a personal agreement with Alexander Isak on a contract that would keep him at Anfield until 2031, as reported by Sky Germany. And I know Dave has flagged that bit up, so I know we're going to be coming back to that. So the whole article, the majority of it is just filler, right? So I guess, the exclusive stuff here is, I want to read these two paragraphs to you exactly word for word, right? Just so you can see why it's a little bit confusing. Well, let's read 3 paragraphs. On Wednesday, DaveOCCop.com exclusively revealed the fee Liverpool are expected to pay for the Swedish striker. Paragraph 2. It can be further revealed that the fee could go up to £120 million up front, with up to £20 million in add-ons. It would be difficult for the Magpies to turn that kind of money down for an unhappy player. Paragraph 3. DaveOCCop.com can exclusively reveal that Liverpool are willing to pay up to £60 million up front to Newcastle. It doesn't... would you agree that that's a little bit difficult to understand all of that? Anyway, let's see what Dave's got to say, all right? I'm going to get what Dave had to say about this. I want you to see, this is Dave. This is my AI assistant. He's fucking great. This isn't just throwing it into, an AI or something. I've been working on this for a long time, and it's very beneficial. And I know you guys like it. So, this is Dave's take on the situation. Intro, if you like. Dave. For the second day running, this outlet's at it again, repackaging yesterday's exclusive with a fresh coat of speculative paint. They've taken the £120 million number, split it in two, and called it new. Most of the updates are already known or widely reported elsewhere. No sources, no quotes, no credibility, just more waffle to keep the ad revenue flowing. If this is journalism, I'm Pep Guardiola. Same headline, same fee, now just split in two and called new. Just yesterday's leftovers microwaved for ad revenue. Proper rehashed nonsense dressed up as a scoop. Now here comes the full analysis by Dave. First observation, recycled headline, recycled claims. Yesterday's headline, exclusive. How much Liverpool are willing to pay for Alexander Isak? Today's headline, exclusive. How much Liverpool are willing to pay up front for Alexander Isak? The only change is the phrase up front, which is their thin excuse for pretending it's new. The rest is frankly deja vu with a touch more padding. Let's refresh what we said yesterday, says Dave. From yesterday's article, we had no name source for the £120 million figure. Vague claims of personal terms agreed. Speculative linking of the Shesko situation to Isak's future. Parroting of Craig Hope's Talk Sport quote without adding anything. Suspiciously ad-heavy site with clear motive to create hype and drive traffic. What's new in this one? 1. More emotive framing. There is a growing feeling. The story truly gained momentum. There is no smoke without fire. All quotes from the article. These are facts. These are not facts. They're narrative fluff. It's tabloid language designed to sound like things are happening when there is no hard evidence. 2. Real Sociedad's sell-on clause. 10% sell-on clause above €70 million plus 2% solidarity fee. This is accurate, and it's actually been public knowledge since 2022. It's not exclusive to this website, nor was it unearthed by them. They're just dropping it in now to make the piece look meatier. 3. Isak's absence from pre-season. Chose to stay behind and assess his options. This is now being widely reported and is fair game. What matters is that yesterday's article claimed an exclusive on where he was. Today, they're just rehashing it with more commentary rather than new facts. 4. Payment structure. Liverpool are willing to pay up to £60 million up front, another £60 million before add-ons, right? So I guess that is the main exclusive content from this article. Dave says this is the only new detail, but here's the problem. Yesterday they claimed Liverpool will sign him for £120 million plus add-ons. Now they're breaking it into chunks. It's not a new figure, just a reframing. Still no source, no info on payment schedule, bonuses or clauses. If this sort of breakdown were legit, it would usually lead to the heavy hitters like Joyce or Ornstein. Now, I stepped in here when I was talking to Dave and I said, yeah, but hang on a minute, Dave. You know, they're only going to say something when Liverpool want something out there, right? Especially Joyce, right? Which when I see a Paul Joyce article, I think, what does Michael Edwards want me to know? And Dave replied, fair point you raise about Joyce and Ornstein not needing to publish anything just now. When Joyce or Ornstein reports something, it's because the club wants it out there. So their silence doesn't necessarily disprove a deal. In fact, it could suggest negotiations are live but under wraps, which is what I think is happening. However, it does highlight that this outlet's so-called exclusive is not being verified or echoed by those with real club access, which makes their claims of knowing internal payment structures extremely shaky. Sky German mention, this was at the very footer of the article, which I said to, we're going to come to that, remember. As reported by Sky Germany, in reference to personal terms, being agreed. This contradicts yesterday's piece, which claimed they had the exclusive on personal terms. Now they're suddenly referencing Sky Germany. That's either a silent walk back, suggesting they're no longer standing by their own claim, or a lazy attempt to add credibility by roping in another outlet post-publication. Either way, it means they didn't break the news on personal terms and the house of cards starts wobbling. Sky Germany was mentioned yesterday in the other exclusive, but only in passing, not as the source of the personal terms agreement. Yesterday's piece presented the personal terms as their own exclusive. Today, or a part of their own exclusive, today they're suddenly using Sky Germany to legitimise it, which smells like a backtrack or a rebrand of the same claim now that someone else has gone public. Either way, it exposes that their exclusive wasn't theirs to begin with. Holes in today's exclusive. Exclusive £60 million up front. No sourcing, no quote, no evidence this figure wasn't lifted from speculation. Real Sociedad clause, public knowledge for over a year. Assessing options in Spain, now widely reported, no longer exclusive. Personal terms agreed, now attributed to Sky Germany, showing it's not their exclusive. Eddie Howe hinting deal is out of control, framed as major, but House comments were broad and cautious, nothing definitive. Final verdict from Dave. This is not a genuine exclusive. It's a rehash of yesterday's article with a minor twist in wording. Padded out with known facts like sell-on clauses and Isak's location. A case of narrative inflation, using language to imply movement without any source confirmation. Designed, in my view, to generate impressions, not inform readers. While it's fair to say Isak's situation might be developing behind the scenes, this article doesn't bring us any closer to the truth. It simply tries to sound like it does. Now, I don't know if you would agree with Dave with that. I think I do, or I agree with the majority of what he said. I mean, I did pull him up when I was in the cafe this morning reviewing the Spanish papers, and I went on to this, and I was like, hang on, Dave, I'm not sure Joyce or Ornstein would be saying anything right now. And, he's got to learn that, and it's very, very clever, because it helps me. It finds things and identifies things that sometimes I miss. And I think that's beneficial for you, right? Because it's just giving you the facts, the opinions. It's AI, it's code, it's not a real person. But it's very helpful. And to be honest, without the input of Dave, I would be saying more or less the same thing to you, as you would know if you followed my channel for a long time. So it's a disappointing exclusive. I think, in my opinion, I think Dave said it himself, it's rehashing, getting it out there again, capitalizing on a lot of traffic and interest in a topic at the moment, which, you can't, criticize anyone for talking about the situation, because it is, after all, the biggest talking point at the moment concerning Liverpool Football Club. But you have to call into question, how authentic it is, Is it really giving you anything exclusive? You let me know in the comment section. I just think it, and I would agree with Dave that it's just an excuse to, to publish something to get more traffic in, which means more adverts and that, So disappointing, really. I should say as well, I refer to it as yesterday's exclusive and today's exclusive, but I think they were published Wednesday evening, Thursday evening kind of thing, late at night sort of stuff. It's just when I've got round to reviewing them. Okay, so I'll leave them with you. It's disappointing, really, because I think that this website, daveoccorp.com, I think it has the potential to be a very, very good Liverpool website. But unfortunately, the emphasis is really on monetization. And the thing is, I think that the person behind this puts a lot of effort into it personally. But I've done this for nearly 30 years, Cop Talk's behind me, and you have to generate revenue to pay the bills, to exist, maybe even to make a living, pay yourself a wage or whatever. And who begrudges that? I think it just starts getting a bit, questionable if you are claiming exclusives when there's nothing really exclusive there, and it seems like an attempt just to generate revenue, because then that makes you question the credibility of such claims. Whereas I would rather go to a website and think, well, this website only says something when there is actually something to report. There's something genuine there. There isn't adverts all over the place. They're not trying to sell me Liverpool Football Club golf balls or fucking salt and pepper pots. You know what I mean? So I prefer personally to read things that I think, yeah, this person or this company or this publication is genuinely trying to help me. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you, and that's what I think it should be. So I'm going to leave it with you. I'm sure I've got some more content. Yes, I have something coming up with you about Canate, actually, the mail stand, which will be next. Okay. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video or found it informative, please thumbs up the video. If you have anything to say about this exclusive, please do leave a comment. If you think I've left anything in or out of any of these, all you have to do is Google them and read them for yourself and compare it to my video. Okay. Thank you for the support you've given me throughout July. It was a difficult month. Massive shout out to those of you that do use the super thanks love heart under the videos. It's like buying me a beer or a coffee. Thanks to my channel members, etc. Anyone that uses the super thanks, I always give them a shout out in my morning briefing the next day. Just a big, massive thank you for supporting me during July, which I think was a difficult month for many of us earlier in the month for obvious reasons. It certainly affected, what I do. And I just hope you're all okay. And I hope you have a great weekend. And let's look forward to August. And let's hope Liverpool Football Club achieve what they want to do in the market. And let's look forward to a new season. All right, guys, thumbs up, comment, beer, coffee, nice one. Cheers.